Hey, so sorry for the delay. Um, Yesterday and today mark, I guess, a month since I first started planting and just started this farm. Um, so yesterday was May 15th, today is May 16th, so I just want to look around and we'll show you what has progressed so far since we first started last month. Okay, so I planted these, obviously these sprouted, and then I have the chives that they've yet to have germinated. I have marigold, 5 out of 9 successfully germinated. Out of these, I would say 4 or 4.5. I don't know what this is, but yeah, this I guess these sprouted. I would just say 4. Um, Sprouted out of the 9 of them I planted. The lavender seeds have yet to germinate, but I'm gonna be lenient because I know that they said it actually takes longer for lavender seeds to sprout. These are California bluebell, and I froze them for a day, and then I defrost them or throw them for another day. Then I planted them immediately afterwards in the evening, and so I did that. It's funny because I didn't know that it would take so short, not so long, to sprout these. They actually sprouted around the same time as these. So that's good. Um, Flower bed doing well. And here I had maybe 3 spinach seeds that sprouted, but then I guess the other ones didn't survive so well, so I only had 1. So I ended up planting about 11 other ones, so that would hopefully get me 12 in total. Yeah, the germination rate was not successful. Okay, so here I have the tomatoes. I actually planted three, and so far about 7 actually successfully germinated. I don't know how, but hey, I mean, free tomato seeds. The more the merrier. It really saves me on money and seeds and time. Okay, so about 2 or 3 of the cilantros successfully sprouted. So I ended up planting 15 more seeds a few days ago. So this around this area. So hopefully it will be good enough, successful enough to grow. What I maybe end up doing is once these get up and coming, I may plant them in their own separate bed, and then raise one of these beds and put the tomato seeds, the tomatoes, raise the bed and then probably put it in there, or I'll just simply get another big pot and put maybe 2 or 3 tomato plants in each pot, and let it thrive that way. So, they grow really big. They really do. I'll show you the other ones that were actually bought and how large they got in a matter of 2.5 weeks. Okay, so this one I have onions. Only one successful. Well, there was 4, but only one survived. Unfortunately, it was really, really hot. It still is hot, but it was really hot in the 90s like 2 weeks ago. So, fortunately, I don't think a lot of them made it. And by the looks of it, there's one tiny little one tiny little carrot seed. So hopefully that one thrives. I'm gonna have to bed these or replant them pretty soon. Here I have one beet. Yeah, it's just growing. Sorry, every time I water it, kind of gets off to the side. I know I need to add more soil, which I'll do pretty very soon. Just now. Okay. So over here I planted okra seeds, either late last week or early this week. Um, And so I got the seeds, and I actually planted 5 of the seeds. And shockingly enough, all 5 of them sprouted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm really happy about that. I'm gonna probably keep them in this one. I actually filled it up all the way to the top so they will have enough room. If worst case scenario, I'll just have to get another bed or another pot where these can just, they can make their way into. But hopefully they will be okay in this one. I will just add more soil, probably raise the bed a little higher so they can have more room to grow the roots. Okay, so this one, I think I planted squash. I think I did. In this one, if so, I planted about 6 of cucumber. Cucumber, lemon cucumber. I bought stuff for that, but I never really got a cucumber. I also got beets, 2 of the beets, which every time I water them, they kind of do the same thing. Unfortunately. Yeah. So, I mean, but, it's really about the bottom too to see if the roots and stuff are really thriving. This one I actually planted chamomile. They have yet to sprout. Hopefully they'll sprout in the next couple days or so. And I planted something else. I really forgot what I planted. But it was an herb that I can always just go back and check. But it was a flower, and I felt like it was a flower that kind of contributed towards, I guess, the California native. It was a California native species and also perennial, so which means it'll come back year after year. Because I'm getting tired of these animals, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, so here we go to the birds. Yeah, so this is the Candyland tomato. Candyland or something, I always forget. Yeah, Candyland. Yeah, so it grew really, really big in a span of 2.5 weeks. It's pretty much dominated the bed. And okay, so 2 flowers fell off, but I mean, I have been doing this to try to get, some self-pollination going on. And yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of flowers that will be sprouting pretty soon. Here's one right here already that's growing. I've been trying to attract as much pollinators as possible. Like I planted lantana and I planted lavender because I know bees and butterflies love those. And I was those are the ones that I currently have now that I actually bought from Lowe's. So they're the current flowers I have. I will get, if I didn't show them yet, I'll show you them in a second. Yeah, but those are supposed to attract some of the stuff. And, the plants are planted in the green flower bin or pot. Those are supposed to be the pollinator ones. So hopefully in the next few weeks or months, they'll be able to grow. And I can have as much pollinators as possible besides these stupid flies. Anyways, so I planted the sugar peas, the last time. Yeah, so they're thriving. I need to get a trellis where, these can just latch on and grow. I think that's what's probably slowing down the process, honestly. It's on me. I blame that all on me. And jalapenos. I think I planted those last week. These are pretty, they're kind of like the same plant, but hey, I mean, you got 2 heads, 2 stems going on. Red bell peppers. So, maybe I can get double the harvest, which is good. Strawberries. This part actually broke off, but apparently it's actually thriving because it's still alive and well. And of course, here it's just growing out, and I think it's probably just gonna grow out of the pot, um, like this part right here. So this one is making its way out, which is good. And I planted these towards the edge so it would have more room in a pot, and so other plants won't be invasive, like these tomatoes, because they're very invasive, apparently, in terms of space. I'm gonna have to prune some of them because obviously they're not making it easier for the other species. Yeah, but I haven't. Like, oh, here we go. Here's the flower. I'm gonna try tapping on it to let it pollinate because the male and female part is in the same flower instead of having a male and a female flower. Yeah. So over to my squash section. So here are. I guess I'm still having trouble. These may be the zucchini. I'm gonna say that these are the zucchini. I'm gonna say that these are the pumpkins. The fall pumpkins. These should be the butternut squash. I mean, just looking at the harvest that we have at CSUN, these look a lot like butternut squash. And when I tell you these guys I want them to be able to grow out, and that's why I planted them on the edge. But apparently they're just growing and growing. So I'm gonna have to most likely get a trellis, and probably all of these ideas are actually popping to me, but I will have to get a trellis and put it on the edge instead of the middle. So I would have plants on the edge. I would have trellis on the edge, and then these can just have its own trellis. They can go up, and these can go have its own trellis. These as well, so they'll be able to thrive. And if anything, maybe I don't have to have a trellis for the ones on the edge because they have their own room to grow. And so these are the summer squash I planted a few days before this one. And so these will hopefully be ready by July. And these are the watermelon I just planted. And yeah, it's sprouted and I'm happy about that. So hopefully I'll have a watermelon by July, August, sometime before the summer ends. And I'm hyped. I'm so hyped. Yes. Okay. And I didn't get to these. Here's my parsley. I think they call it curled parsley. I haven't planted that yet. I really should because I'm sure it thrives in big beds. Flowers that it wasn't successful. They weren't able to resprout despite me putting them in like a nutritious base for it to grow. There was one sunflower seed that it survived, it thrived. It's already this big. They said it was supposed to sprout in 2 weeks, so I'm just waiting to see if the other ones are just behind or this one was just really an early bloomer. So yeah, I'm just waiting on that, and if anything, if they don't sprout, I'll just put in some new seeds and try growing what do they call it? A red sunflower seed, so I'm excited about that. Okay, so here are the lantanas, some northerners I was talking about. These really attract butterflies. I see them around them all the time. And the lavender are supposed to attract bees. I bought 2 of these, and yeah, this has yet to sprout. But we got stuff going on right here. That's exciting. So these will be able to sprout within like the next 2 weeks. Within that, hopefully, they don't take too long to bloom because I also bought these, and on the edge, you see the flowers are blooming. You can over here, the blooming. Inside, you got a bunch of flowers on top. Love the smell of that. D-bomb. These are. I gotta put these in a whole separate thing going on. Ooh, butterfly. I think that's the local one. Ooh, another butterfly. We're getting there. We're getting there. They stop and then I see them come by some plants. They just seem to find their way. But yeah, bee balm. These are supposed to attract bees, and you can also make tea out of the leaves as well, which I haven't gotten the chance to do. Yeah, so lantana over here. I'm gonna switch these because I guess once this one grows tall enough where it can find the sun, I don't think I need to worry about it being on the floor or not. I want it to get as much maximum sunlight as possible at the moment though. Okay. I got these. Oops. So here's the corn. It grew really big. Like really big. I would say it's about 20 inches, 20 something inches. Now I'm kind of nervous for the stem, stalk of it because I just hope it's not dying. I know I have had a lot of water and I have overwatered it, but I have drained it well enough so it won't have to drown. The roots will rot up and drown in the water. Okay, and here I have the German thyme. Yes, it's these guys just kind of grow out of the pot, and I'm glad I got to put them on the edge so that it has more room and leave more space for the other ones. I don't know how good of a idea this was, but I put the peppermint on the edge. Well, I potted it with the other plants so that they're really in bases of, here are the neighboring thymes. English thyme, German thyme. German thyme smells like you would use it in a pizza or something. English looks like you probably use it more in a salad. But rosemary I had. It's growing. I can always just look back on the progress updates and see the actual progress. Because I'm always out here every day, so I don't see much. Here's the basil. These guys have been growing large. And, of course, the bugs like to get to it before I do, fortunately. Here is the garden sage, which I had to get another one and replant because the other one was dying. I wasn't able to actually space out the roots and let the roots actually grow. They were all compact from the previous pot. Purple sage. Looking good. They're turning green. I don't see any ones that are severely dying. I just do think they deserve more sunlight, so I gotta let the small guys get more sun. There we go. I'm sorry about that. Okay, these are the cinnamon sage. This one, oh my gosh, look at it. It's huge. It got flowers blooming and everything. I know they said that it's preferred that if you want to get a bigger harvest, just cut off the part where the flowers are growing, and so more would sprout, and it would sprout exponentially, which I get, but I'm just gonna hold off on that for now. I like the flowers; they smell good, they look good, and hopefully those are enough to attract pollinators. Yeah. So this is my garden, urban garden. Let me back out. And this is, I guess a month in, and this is the progress. Pretty happy, but pretty soon I'm gonna go and buy some patio stuff to at least make it a little nicer and I can have a little place where I can sit down and do my homework and maybe eat a salad from the garden. I want to grow lettuce pretty soon, but I tried going and seeing if they sell them at Lowe's, at least the seeds, and of course because everyone is now growing, which is good, but dang it, I just wanted some lettuce. And so I couldn't find the seeds that I needed, so I may have to check and see if we have some in the house, um, and see if those are good enough to grow, and maybe just wait off. But I do have spinach, and it looks like the spinach is growing, but it's growing pretty gradually, if I do say so myself. But yeah, I'm happy how everything is turning out. I think I will be able to have something to show within the next couple of weeks, whether if it's a tomato, whether if it's, I guess that's it, because everything else is still growing. But it takes a few months for stuff to actually grow and sprout. But I mean, rest assured, I'm happy. Everything is alive and well. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Thanks for joining, and sorry for the noise.